on WAPN. On WAPN.
Good Monday morning. How are you this morning? Well, I am kind of trying to figure out what's going on. I have had some files that don't want to fire off, so I don't know. I'm starting to dissect. I've got all these different windows open on my computer trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So, I know I love a good challenge. I'm a little bit stubborn, so I will figure it out. It just, on a Monday morning, you walk in, you get messages that say this, this, and this, and it's like, what is going on? So pray for me as I figure out that programming issue and get that taken care of. I'll get it. I know I will. God will show me. But I just don't like it when something doesn't fire off right. So it's okay. I love to figure things out. How was your weekend? Tim and I had the best little weekend. I think it's just because we had more time for each other. Our lives are so busy and, both having businesses and both growing businesses and both being in the community. It's sometimes you got to just take some time to sit back and smell the roses. So I think we were just smelling the roses. Went out to dinner. I don't cook on Friday or Saturday night. Well, I don't really cook. So Tim does most of the cooking, but we don't eat at home on Friday and Saturday night. That's just something we don't do. When there's just the two of us, it's really not that different to eat at home or not eat at home. And it's just something we've always done for years and years is we go out. So we go to our normal place on Friday night, which was fun. And so did that. Got home and watched some TV and we're off to bed early. And Saturday, Tim was working and his day got totally upside down. So then I had to get tires for him. So I don't mind going and running and doing his errands. So got that taken care of. And we went to dinner with a 90-year-old to celebrate her birthday. And it was just priceless. Let me just tell you, doing little things for somebody else can make such a big impact. I just think they're normal. But when people don't know my normal, I guess it shocks them. So I did my normal and God did the rest. And it was just very, very, very special. We sat over the water and had a great dinner and then lava cake. Of course, how can your evening not end good without lava cake? Okay. And if you know that my husband's car does not go out in the rain. Okay. He has never, ever, 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 ever taken it out in the rain. We're walking to the car. Now, he checks the weather report. We're walking, and we are in Florida, so I know. Those two things just don't make sense. And so we're walking to the car, and I feel some raindrops. I said, Tim, I feel some raindrops. No. Then we feel some more raindrops. I don't think one got on the car. We safely made it home. It was back in the garage before the rain even started. But God, because he's really funny about that. So had a very nice evening, like I said, with another couple out to dinner and just thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. And then Sunday, the weather. What's up with this? There's supposed to be a storm. There isn't a storm. It was supposed to be a rainy weekend. It's not a rainy weekend. I don't like white capping on the river. When it's white capping on the river, I know that it's going to be worse on the ocean. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just not going to do that. So we ended up going out to lunch over on Beachside, which is very nice. There's a place that we love to go and share their hamburger. It's so big. And so I had a nice, big, fat, juicy hamburger. And we were going to make spaghetti Parmesan last night. It ended up just being spaghetti with meat sauce. But watched the World Cup, and Tim's so funny. He thought I was going for Argentina. Let me just tell you, I was going for both. I know you can't go for both, but I wasn't. Not one was my favorite, and they both had a great story. And I love a good story, and so I was voting for actually both. And so I'm a winner either way. But at first I thought, I hate a boring game. And a boring game is not that it was boring. It's just that I do like somebody to score. And then I like to see, chasing and all that. But great last 3 weeks of watching the World Cup. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. Congratulations to Spain, all those young players. Their future looks so bright. It was so neat seeing our president and the first lady there. I'm a sports girl, so that was a great way to finish the whole World Cup. I wish we could have World Cup here every year. It has been such a neat thing to follow and to hear about all the different people coming to America and the different things they liked. And it has been so neat. And like about Kansas, nobody ever went to that area in Kansas. And because they've had a World Cup there, now it's like made the map. And I have just loved all the stories, loved every bit of it. So thankful that it was here. And I would love it if it was here every 4 years. I just think that would be the greatest thing ever. What a girl wants and what a girl gets are two different things. But I do think that would be a greatest thing ever. And Vice President Vance and his lovely wife had their child this weekend. So they have another son, 4 children. And this is interesting. I love a fun fact. This is the first time a sitting vice president in 150 years, they had a baby in the White House. So I thought that was really cool. Why serving? So I thought that, I love a fun fact. And so that was a fun fact. And that was my weekend. My weekend was good, busy, enjoying my husband, enjoying just living life. I love where we live, staycation where we live. Get out and experience. Yes, we could make that hamburger at home. We could. But, we like to go somewhere and sit on the beach and just enjoy it. And why not? Why not? We have figured the price of what it is to make it at home and the price to go do that. Really, it's about the same. And so what always messes us up, and it messes me up, even when I take the granddaughters out. And the granddaughters have been on vacation. That's why I haven't seen them or talked to them. But is the price of a soda. I'll grab a water. I take a water anywhere I go because the soda is crazy now. That's how your bill gets so high. So we'll share a hamburger, and then I'll have a water so that keeps the cost down. But we thoroughly enjoy Volusia County. We thoroughly enjoy our area. Love staycationing. Love being part of this area. I'm ready to take on a great week. This month has just flown by. I've got a lot of get her done kind of stuff done, a lot of computer work to get done this week. So going to be busy working on that, figuring out what my problem was with my files that didn't, go off right. But I'm sure there's an easy solution to it. I just have not figured that out yet. And I'm just going to live life and enjoy life. You get a decision every single day. Is it going to be a great day, or what kind of day are you going to set it up? I get up early every morning. I usually get up in the middle of the night. I'm up for a couple hours in the middle of the night, praying and praising the Lord and thanking Him and preparing my mind, body, and soul for the upcoming week. And I'll fall back asleep for a little bit, and then I get up. And I'm one of those people to get right up. I usually have my clothes set out the night before, get right up and get my day going. And my husband's always walking me the car, and we're talking, and just thoroughly looking forward to what God has planned for today and this week and the rest of this month, and thankful. If you set your day up for success, it is going to be successful. It might not be exactly the way you want it. Like I did not like finding out that I've got a file problem. But in the grand scheme of things, it gives me something to figure out today. I have good health. I had my SUV to drive me to work. I have a job to come to. I had a roof over my head. I've got breakfast. There's so many things to be thankful. But we get ourselves in a rut, or we get ourselves in an attitude, and we start changing our thinking and making our stinking thinking. Change your stinking thinking to the favor of God thinking. And go, Lord, I'm so thankful what you have done, where you brought me from, where you're taking me to, and set it up. What are you thankful for today? I know it's a little after 6 a.m. You're going, well, I just got up. And why? If you have that attitude when you get up, it's not going to change. If you get up smiling and saying, oh, I'm thankful for that good night's sleep. Oh, I'm thankful that I had a bed to sleep in. Oh, I'm thankful I have a job to go to. I love me some Mondays, and people thought I was sarcastic. No, it's a great opportunity. It's a fresh slate. It's a new week. Let's get it done. Make your list. Check it twice. Be excited to see what God's going to do. And that's what I do. I look at it and I go, okay, God, we're going to take care of this, and we're going to do this week. This week's the big food drop on Friday at Calvary Christian Center. There's 2 food drops today. I'm going to share them on Facebook, so scroll on down. One is in New Smyrna. I want to say Edgewater, but I'm not sure. But there's always something going on in our city. You just got to be active. You've got to want to participate. Volunteering is so important. I know people say, well, it must be nice because you're at the point in your life when you can volunteer. I've actually always done some kind of volunteering, maybe not on the level that I volunteer now, but I've always given back to the community, back to people, back to my job, whatever it was. I've always given back because I think that's a very important part of my life. And so, volunteering, and people say, well, I can't do that. You're younger than me. You can do something. I know that there was a season where I know you could go in and rock babies. I'm sure you had to have a background check and all that. So I'm not saying that you just walked in the hospital and rocked babies. But what a cool thing. What did you do? Oh, I went in ICU and rocked babies all morning. That would be a special thing. Now, for me, that would be hard because I would grow attached. But I do love being in the community. I love being part of the different nonprofits. I love seeing what they're about. I love going to the luncheons. Like Friday, I went to a wonderful bruncheon. I'll say it was a bruncheon. It was more of a breakfast thing. And it was all about, stress in your job and how to handle it. And what do you do in situations at your job? Well, you pray about it first. I think that's the most important thing is praying about it. And then I try to put myself in the situation. Like today, when I got those emails that we were having problems, I didn't even respond because I thought I'm going to respond in an emotion that I shouldn't use right now because I don't know what happened and I'm going to be defensive. Instead, I'm going to wait. I'm going to look and figure it out. And then I will have an educated response. And so that is something that I probably matured in and grown in over the years, is not quickly responding. I used to think that as soon as your text went off, literally, it wasn't even done loading and you were supposed to respond. No, you don't have to. I love that you can schedule your response or schedule something you need to say. Like this weekend, I was doing something and the person sent me back, I normally don't work on the weekends. And I apologize. I said, I'm so sorry. I was just dealing with it. And so you never, ever, ever have to answer me on the weekends. That was when I could take care of that item. And so I was just doing it then. That's what's great about all the different technologies. We do not have to respond the second that we get it. And so that is something I've been learning lately. Take a deep breath. If you're in the middle of something, they can wait. Or if you need to let somebody know something later and you're a 4 a.m. person, go ahead and send it where it gets delivered later. There's so many different ways that you can do things and keep things going. I just love it all. I thoroughly love every bit of it. But you are in control of how you handle it all. So I'm going to handle it with a smile. I'm going to be excited today. I've got some meetings to deal with this morning. I'm going to smile through all the meetings and let's get her done. Let's get her done. So let's get this Monday going. God's favor is going to cause you to rise up out of your problems. The favor of God will keep your enemies from defeating. It's going to open doors that seem impossible. God is opening doors for you. They might not seem like they're opening. They might have a little crack in them, but God says, let's push them on through. Let's open that door. Let's get it going on this Monday morning. You're listening to WAPN 91.5 FM and WAPB 91.7 FM. It is Monday, July 20th, 2026. The weather in Holly Hills 91 with a low of 77. Madison 87 with a low of 75. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday to my sister-in-law Tammy, my news lady. I appreciate you so much. Hedge of protection as you're delivering papers out early in the morning, that no harm come against you, your vehicle, or anything that you're doing. Today, as you know, it's always cookie because I'm a foodie. It is fortune cookie day. Now, I don't know why I like the taste of them because they are probably the most boring cookie ever. They are the most boring cookie ever. But when I get them, I want to eat like 10 of them. I do. I just want to. I don't know why, because they're kind of like cardboard, but I just want to eat them. I know. Don't forget about the food drop. If you can volunteer at 9 o'clock, and if you need food, 11 o'clock, but get there a little bit early so you can get in line. And that's at Calvary Christian Center in Ormond Beach. We shout out to them. Daytona Dream Center and Second Harvest Food Bank that bring it. Like I said, if you can volunteer, they need over 100 volunteers on Friday morning. Wear a hat, wear comfortable shoes, light clothes, and it will just be, if you can serve an hour, 3, 4, whatever you can serve, what a blessing to our community. So y'all have a wonderful, great day.